Steven Gerrard shocked the football world after giving his reaction to the final result involving Lionel Messi and the Argentina National Team. The Liverpool legend openly shared his views on the match, even criticizing Spain while showing his support for Messi. What exactly did Gerrard say? Watch the full analysis in this video. But before we begin, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the latest news about Lionel Messi, the Argentina National Team, and the world of football. Your support means a lot to the growth of this channel. Yes, everyone, this was a heartbreaking and devastating defeat that left millions of people around the world in tears. It was a sad and emotional farewell for football genius Lionel Messi in what was described as his final World Cup, after a fierce battle in which La Scalonita fought until the very end. As if the pain of the defeat was not enough, the provocation from the Spanish players and what was perceived as their disrespectful attitude toward their opponents sparked controversy, prompting some of football's greatest legends to speak out. It all began when football legend Steven Gerrard made his first public appearance after Argentina's defeat to Spain and delivered a series of remarks that immediately made headlines across the media. The interviewer asked him directly, "Steven, how do you see the collapse of Argentina's tactical game in extra time? In your opinion, did Spain truly deserve to become champions?" Gerrard's response surprised many and strongly favored Argentina. He said that the final result did not reflect what had actually happened on the pitch, and that Argentina had played with tremendous courage and fighting spirit despite being reduced to 10 men after a red card at a crucial moment. The interviewer then followed up with another question. "Don't you think the end of Messi's era was inevitable because he can no longer compete with the young players of the Spain national team?" That was when the Anfield legend immediately came to Messi's defense. He insisted that Leo had enjoyed an outstanding World Cup at the age of 39. According to him, if Messi appeared isolated in the final, it was because of injuries to Argentina's defense and midfield, not because of any decline in his quality or technical ability. Gerrard added that although Spain had succeeded in winning the trophy, they had lost the respect of the football world because of the childish behavior and provocative actions of several of their players after the final whistle. He emphasized that in football, respect is far more important than simply lifting a golden trophy. He concluded by saying that history would place this generation of Argentina players exactly where they belonged because they fought until the very last second. In his view, Messi's tears were a source of pride for every Argentina supporter, while Spain's celebrations, which many considered excessive, reflected only immaturity. The exclusive interview continued, and it was there that Steven Gerrard made what was described as his most shocking statement of the day. The interviewer asked with great curiosity, "Steven, as a European football icon, how did you feel when you saw Messi crying after the final?" Gerrard left everyone speechless with his heartfelt answer. "I supported the Argentina national team in this final because of my children. At home, everyone was wearing Argentina jerseys and cheering for Leo." But the interviewer pressed further. "How is it possible that you supported your own opponent when you were a European football icon?" Gerrard responded with complete conviction. He explained that in football, rivalries are forgotten when family is involved. His children's desire to see Argentina crowned champions inspired him to support La Albiceleste with all his heart. He also added that he fully understood the enormous pressure Messi had been carrying. Watching a player of his stature end his journey in such a way naturally evokes empathy from anyone who truly understands the world of sports. He stressed that Argentina supporters should continue to hold their heads high because their team had fought for more than 120 minutes against enormous adversity. Although football did not ultimately favor Messi, the everlasting legacy he has left behind will never be erased and will continue to live on in the hearts of millions. However, the England legend was not finished yet. He revealed another reason why he was such a strong supporter of La Scalonita. The interviewer asked, "Is your family's love for Argentina the only reason you supported them, or is there another reason rooted in football that remains unresolved?" Gerrard answered without hesitation, "I also wanted Argentina to defeat Spain as a form of revenge for English football. The interviewer then attempted to stir further controversy. Do you still hold resentment over Spain's behavior in the earlier rounds to the point that you hoped they would lose the final? Gerrard responded firmly. I know very well that the Spanish players often resort to provocation because I faced them for many years. We experienced their excessive attitude. They do not respect their opponents on the pitch. He continued by saying that, in his opinion, Spain has a style marked by arrogance, believing themselves to be superior as soon as they take the lead in a match. That was something he had personally experienced. For that reason, he hoped Argentina's fighting spirit would bring that arrogance crashing down. He also said that what happened to Argentina and Messi after the final whistle did not surprise him at all because, in his view, it had become part of the arrogance displayed by the new generation of the Spain national team, who did not know how to treat great opponents with respect. According to him, Argentina played with honor, while Spain played in an unsportsmanlike manner. The interview became even more intense as Steven began criticizing several players whom he believed had tarnished the final. The interviewer asked about the confrontation after the match. Steven, we witnessed a heated altercation between Paredes and Gavi after the game. Based on your experience, who was really at fault? Gerrard answered without hesitation. The gestures made by some young players, such as Gavi, were childish and completely unworthy of a world champion. However, the interviewer presented a different perspective. In Spain, they say it was the Argentina players who started the rough play and kept committing fouls throughout the match. Isn't that true? Gerrard replied firmly. There is a huge difference between battling physically for the ball and insulting your opponent or making disrespectful gestures after winning. He explained that the Argentina players reacted emotionally because they had been under enormous psychological pressure and had endured taunts from Spain's bench throughout extra time. In his opinion, the reactions of Paredes and Molina were natural responses to defend the pride of their country and their captain, Lionel Messi. Gerrard also said that, despite Spain's extraordinary technical quality, the team desperately needed a lesson in humility. In his view, winning a tournament does not give anyone the right to insult legends who have contributed far more to football than those young players may ever accomplish throughout their careers. He concluded that the behavior of the Spain players had tarnished their own success. The world saw Messi shake hands with everyone, while the Spain players celebrated in a way that many viewed as deliberately provocative in the midst of their opponent's heartbreak. In a moment that reflected the mutual respect shared between football legends, Gerrard then came to the defense of his former rival. The interviewer said, Steven, the statistics show that Argentina did not register a single shot on target throughout the final. Does this prove that Messi failed to lead the attack? Gerrard answered with a technical analysis. Blaming Messi for the lack of shots is completely misguided. Leo was marked by 3 players throughout the match and received virtually no support from behind. The interviewer followed up once again. So, in your opinion, is it understandable that Messi was physically exhausted because of the pressure applied by Spain's young players? Gerrard once again defended Messi. At 39 years old, Messi played the full 120 minutes while continuing to press in different areas of the pitch. Most players at that age would probably have asked to be substituted before halftime. He added that Spain's coach had built the entire game plan around containing Messi through constant tactical fouls, with little intervention from the referee. According to Gerrard, that only demonstrated how deeply they feared Messi, even at the twilight of his career. The England legend emphasized to the interviewer that Messi's journey ending without the trophy did absolutely nothing to diminish his greatness because the entire world knows who Messi is and everything he has achieved. In his opinion, history will remember not only those who lifted the trophy, but also those who turned football into an art. And Messi is the very best at that. Not a single young Spain player who enjoys provoking opponents will ever come close to achieving even half of what he has accomplished. Steven Gerrard once again emphasized that an athlete's legacy is not measured by the outcome of a single difficult match, but by the consistency and global influence they maintain over more than 2 decades at the highest level of professional sport. He explained that, even today, opposing coaches continue to build defensive strategies involving 2 or even 3 players solely to limit Messi's vision and creativity, which in turn opens up spaces that should be exploited by his teammates. According to Gerrard, watching a veteran player carry such an enormous tactical responsibility under extremely difficult circumstances is proof of a level of greatness possessed by only a handful of athletes throughout history. The former England captain stressed that future generations of footballers should study Lionel Messi's career not only because of the titles and Ballon d'Or awards he has won, but also because of the dignity and professionalism he has consistently displayed both on and off the pitch. He reiterated that difficult moments are what truly reveal an athlete's character. In his view, Messi's behavior after the final whistle was an outstanding example of sportsmanship and stood in sharp contrast to what he described as the immature reaction of the opposing team. To conclude his analysis, Gerrard said that the respect earned from fellow players and football fans around the world is a trophy far more valuable and far more enduring than any medal won in a short tournament. And finally, everyone, let us know your thoughts in the comments section. What do you think about Steven Gerrard's surprising statements and his tremendous support for Messi? Don't forget to hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss the latest news and exclusive updates from the world of football. See you in the next video with more complete information and in-depth analysis from the world of sports.